What's going on, YouTube? Today, bit more of a not really a gameplay video. Just gonna have some Xcry in the background. But today, I'm just gonna be. I know it's a playtest, but I'm just gonna talk about my gripes with Xcry because I've been playing it. I've low-key been on the game, and like honestly, obviously, I haven't been set anything because I'm not like a tester. So I've gone. Well, I went rogues. Like if you saw in the video, I dagger. So I got to rogue. I got my adept class, which is pretty much, you know, all the end game you can do because there's no master classes for me to get. So pretty much I just have to get, you know, my adept class. I could maybe get a good weapon, but that's it. But that's beside the point. Today I just want to talk about my main problem with Xcry. Xcry is how not to make a Roblox RPG. Number one, I'll say it is a very generic. It feels like this is basically just, if I don't know if anyone played Nethros, but this is pretty much just Nethros, but looks a little bit worse, plays a little bit worse, but has a server list. That is basically what it is. I know right now it's probably like pretty early stages. I mean, there's not that many classes. It doesn't seem like there's not master classes on the trailer or anything. So right now it doesn't seem like there's much in the game to actually do. So I'm not going to comment on the amount of content because that just feels a little bit mean to me to do that, especially when it is a playtest and we know the game isn't like fully ready to release. Whereas Nethros, like, but even then, Nethros is a place that had a lot of content. But I digress. I think my main problems with it is just it was very bare bones and it's very lackluster and very inconvenient to do everything. Tell me why, when you have this big world to explore and this tack run where it's like the fucking fast run from Nethros, why put a stamina bar on it? Why do I, as a grown ass man, have to run around? So I'm running around, right? And then I have to stop and stop fucking walking to places and I'm waiting like 10 minutes to my stamina to recharge. And then if I want more stamina so I can run around the map faster, I then have to invest my points. What? That just doesn't make any sense. Just honestly, just take the stamina bar out of the game. Just make stamina, not even that, just make stamina just like only for like climbing or like when you're in combat and using skills. There's no point making the attack run take stamina because it just means traversing the world takes 10 times longer, makes it 10 times more tedious. It just makes, as I said, it's an Xcry is an inconvenient game. Second point, besides from the attack run, you know, that's a little thing that can be changed. The stats window is absolutely abhorrently dog shit. Why does your weapon, like, why are we using a simulator fucking like scaling proficiency, like when it's like S rank, A rank proficiency? Why are we using that? Is what simulators do. This is genuinely what simulators do in their games, where it's like, oh, the more you hit things, the higher your level goes, and you can do more damage. That is what simulators do. This is an RPG. There should be a stat for strength that's like M1 damage and a stat for like skill damage. That is how most games will do it. Psionics has to be the worst, most bullshit like stat I've ever seen in a game ever. It just increases everything but minorly. Vitality is fine, just health. Stamina is a complete waste of points unless you just want to run around the map faster because, I mean, the cooldowns on skills are like 30 seconds each, so you're never going to really run out of stamina while fighting. And mana, you literally only use mana if you're on mage. Mana is useless for like, I mean, you get the talents I guess, but it's useless on anything, like, basically used on anything but mage. So why would you ever go into mana? These 5 stats make up the game, and it just makes like the RPG side of it so bones. It feels like lazy. It doesn't even feel like an RPG at that point because, I mean, all you're doing is there's 4 stats. Or like literally all I did, I put like 5 points to agility, 5 points psionics, 5 points in mana. I realized, oh wow, this is gonna do literally nothing to make me fight better. And I just started dumping it on vitality because what's the point of doing anything else? Like using some simulator ass proficiency system. Why do that? That seems dumb. Just make a stat called strength, make a stat called weapon damage or like dexterity or some shit. Just make that. It's so much easier. Next thing about how inconvenient the game is, the markers for this game are absolutely abhorrent. If you're gonna have a big open world that is genuinely hard to, like, I was trying to find some of these quests and I tried multiple times. It's like the ruin, like we have to go to the ruined kingdom. I found the ruined kingdom, but the marker's like below the map. And I genuinely don't know how to get that. I looked so much. I even looked on other videos and I couldn't find it. Be specific in the descriptions on where you have to go. Or maybe just do a marker, but then make arrows to it. Because when I'm looking at these markers, some of them are just genuinely, I can't find them. Like when it said, like when you have to find the logistics officer, I genuinely looked around the whole map and I was looking around the marker trying to find a way to get to the marker, but I genuinely couldn't get it at all. And I'm like, bro, why is this game so inconvenient all the time? I have to tack run around the map, and that takes hours. I have to stop every fucking other minute to do that. And then I'm having to fucking run around, find this marker to try and progress a bit more. And then, oh, it's just annoying. Because then I couldn't even take my faction quest. I just had to spam bounties. And then the bounty system definitely needs to be reworked in some way. Because, I mean, number one, if the person this is a small fix. If the person logs while you're fighting them, you don't even get the bounty. Number two, I mean, it's kind of just, it's lackluster when you go loud and you literally just teleport straight on top of them. They should probably make it like, I don't like Ninja as a game. I thought that bounty, like the way they did bounties, you have to drop down from the sky onto them. I think that's a much cooler way to do it. But I mean, I digress. It's not really a problem. It's kind of a non-issue. I just don't really like the way it works. Next point. It is genuinely my biggest point. Biggest gripe about this game. It is genuinely just an extremely generic RPG, which I'm not really complaining about because Roblox does need an RPG to play right now on the platform. But it's like, if the playtest for Nethros and the playtest for Xcry was out right now, without a doubt, I'm playing Nethros. Even if the full game's out, I'm still playing Nethros because it's a better game. I know I'm fucking sucking dick in Nethros right now, and I mean, it was a good game. It was just a genuinely good linear RPG that I enjoyed playing. And it's like, if you look at the Xcry play count right now, it's like 2.5k, and that proves that, a good playtest will maintain its players for the full time it's out. I'm not gonna lie to you, a good playtest. Nethros held like a steady 10-20k the whole time it was being tested. High-end, similar thing, held like a steady like 10k the whole time, 7 to 10k the whole time it was being playtested until it got shut, until it got closed, right? So tell me why Xcry is at 2.5k, because it's definitely getting exposure. Because the fucking Discord server's on about 50k members or some shit. So it's definitely people know about the game. I just don't feel like people want to play it really, because it's just a generic RPG. It took me about like an hour to genuinely, if I was to replug a slot, or maybe if I wasn't just like bullshitting around as much, it would genuinely take you like an hour to replug, like just fully prog to a depth class. Because all you do is you sit there, you do the little mission guys till level 10, then you find a server where the boss already been beaten, then you get your faction ones, and then you get your faction wars, you hit level 20, or whatever, you hit like A proficiency, and you get your depth class, and you're basically done with the game at that point. Because I guess a playtest, but that's what you wanted playtesting, really? That was it. That is what you wanted playtesting. Because I don't get the point of playtesting when your game is this incomplete, because you're gonna add a... Because I'm assuming it's really incomplete because there's basically nothing to fucking do in the game. It's like two bosses. So I'm assuming it's really incomplete because there's nothing to do. So if it's this incomplete, why do a playtest for it? I don't get it really. Because by the time this game gets close to release, let's say give it like let's say maybe a few months. I guess for feedback and stuff, but it's gonna be normally okay. There's two reasons. Let's set this out first. There's two reasons you do a playtest. Number one, you're going to find bugs that can only be found through large-scale testing. It's really easy to find bugs when there's 10k people on your game all saying, oh, my data's not loading, this, that, right? The second reason is just for feedback about the game systems. I'm assuming it is entirely for that because, for example, I know High-End pretty sure changed a lot of its systems post-playtest, depending on player feedback. And I'm assuming they fixed a lot of bugs, but that's about it. But I just don't get it. I feel like they should have definitely done a playtest when it had more content so they could test more stuff and test more general feedback. Because look, I feel like right now they're not really getting feedback from like CCs and shit. Because I'm not gonna lie to you, a lot of like content creators, Jane just put out slop. Like look at the guide video I did. Look at the numbers that got. I got 1k. I just put guide in the title for a new game and I got 1k views off that. That is genuinely insane to me. You can just make fucking slop content, and because like that's the point. Like I'm seeing like this guy on my For You page because I'm looking up fucking Xcry guides, and he's like, how to do this, he's like TT Builder Bobby or some shit. I can't remember his name. Oh my god, I'll try and find a picture of him. And he's pulling a lot of views just from making different guys on Xcry, but he already had early access to the game. It's just an infinite content farm for him. But then they won't actually give feedback about the game. They'll just glaze the game. say it's the greatest thing to ever touch mankind, and keep making their guide videos and raking all the fucking money. And then when the game dies in about, oh, well, no, the game won't die. Right, let's say it's a playtest. The game's not ever gonna die because it's a playtest, right? But they just keep dick sucking it, bro. Like, I'm not like, I see Missouri's videos like, oh my god, guys, is Xcry the best new RPG? And it's just him fighting the owners with a bunch of shit he got fucking given. Holy fuck, bro, it's just slop after slop. Yeah, bro, it just gets to everything and show off the combat. Awesome, bro. I mean, nobody, like, I get people play games for the combat, but the majority of things, like, the majority of an RPG should be the progression. Like, I played a lot of Nethos on the playtest and I couldn't get max level. I still beat the final boss, but I didn't even get to the max level just because it took me some time, bro. Like, the main point of an RPG is the progression, and then the endgame content should be also full. But for this, I think also but I think I will give it its roses, because I think creating an original RPG not based on anything is kind of hard. You don't really have anything to base on. Like, high-end, like, there's definitely systems and like world events that can base off like calling games and stuff, or like stuff like that, right? But with this, you have to be very, you know, creative. And I will give them that. They do have some stuff from other stuff. Like, they have a Black Flash in there from JJK. They have a Ramlethal's little like sword things from Guilty Gear. But yeah, that's that issue sorted out. And now what's the next one I want to go over? Obviously there's no ranked and stuff, but that's fine. Oh, here we go. I would say the progression is the most absolute linear progression I've ever done. It is literally do quests in this place, go to another place, do these quests, get a class, get both your classes, and boom, you're finished with the game. Why is it like that? Now, Nethos is very linear. Also, by the way, the reason I'm using Nethos' example so much is I think it's a good example for one, because it's a good RPG. And number two, these two games are extremely similar, from the movement to the way obtaining a class, like the class system, to the skills, to the combat. Things are very, very, very similar in this game. But Nethos is somehow 10 times more enjoyable because it's not an inconvenient game and has, you know, it doesn't suffer a lot of the problems that Xcry does, really. But I will say, with this linear progression, it is literally do quests in one place, do quests in another, and then boom, by the time you spend about an hour and a half playing the game, you've got both classes and you're done with the game. What is going on there? Like, I remember one of the things I actually enjoyed about Nethos was doing that little like in the dark parkour obby and then the mini game to get magic. Even though I didn't even use magic, like I barely used it. I'd use it like to fight. I used it to fight like my fucking like inner self boss when I was doing my class. But that was it. But even then, it was fun. It was interactive. Like, I'm doing different shit. Like, aside from literally just like getting your classes is not interactive at all. Please make it something more interactive rather than get this proficiency, go to the trainer, pay him money 3 times, and then leave. Like, it's like that's fine for, honestly, that is fine for a base class trainer. That's how they did it in Rogue, and that is fine for like a base class trainer. But for like an adept class, like it's supposed to be like the next, basically supposed to be a super class. Super classes in Rogue, you had to like get you'd have to get like certain requirements, right? And that's fine. But I think the way the way it should be done is rather than requirements, you have to do, like, you accept a quest and you have to do the quest, or like. But the point is, you get the base class the same way you get your adept class. You just reach a certain level and a certain proficiency, and then go talk to the guy, fight a really easy NPC, and then give him money. It's just boring. Why would you make it like that? It just makes progression so boring. Because I'm not doing anything that actually takes any brain power. I'm just mindlessly doing missions and killing mobs, and then mindlessly fucking getting my, like, make getting a class something complicated. Make it getting, like, you have to be worthy of that class. You know what I mean? Like, the only one that I've seen that actually looks hard to get is fucking mage, because you have to get a mana core for it. But even then, if you put like 10 minutes worth of effort into it, you'd be fine. Like, it's just kind of dumb. But that's my gripe with their very, very, very linear progression system. I've done a lot of fucking yapping. This is a pure yap video. But I think, is there anything else that I really want to go over? I mean, I really do hope the devs see this, just not as like me shitting on them the whole time, but as me just like, I genuinely just want to play good games on Roblox. I genuinely don't think the devs I don't think the devs have made a bad game. I think the bones of this game are very like good. The bones of this game are fine. It's just the muscle, you know, what we need to build off of. I just feel like it's bare bones. you know, it's very inconvenient at times and kind of annoying to play even. I feel like there's kind of, it feels like they're scared to make their game difficult. I know it says a hardcore RPG, but the most hardcore about it is the food system, and that's all that really makes it hardcore. And then maybe the lives, but then wiping's been turned off, so it doesn't really matter. But I mean, aside from that, I mean, I guess if there was wiping actually in the game, it'd be a bit more troublesome. But I mean, the NPCs are still so easy. I haven't died to an NPC once in my whole time. I've just like, it's just parry trading, bro. Like, if you played any parry-based game in the past that's anything similar to it, I mean, once you play one parry game, I mean, you fucking played them all. Besides TypeStop, that parrying is very different. It's really shit. But once you play one parrying game, I mean, you play them all. You press parry when the guys attack. You know, you fucking hit them back. It's not hard. It really isn't a difficult game at all in any sort of way. Besides from like the food system, which is just dumb. I think the food system's dumb as well. But that's besides the point. I just think they're scared to make getting things in the game hard. They're just tedious. I think the boss that I fought was hard, the one with the sword. But it was like, I mean, to be fair, I couldn't really find him because I was getting jumped by 2 people at the same time. But that's besides the point. Anyway, I just think classes should be harder to get. Like, things should actually feel rewarding to get. Like, when I got my adept class, I didn't feel rewarded at all because, you know, I got my class for fucking beating a dog shit NPC and spending some money. Oh, sick, man. Fuck. But yeah, case in point, Xcry is how not to make an RPG, I would say. Or at least how to make a very inconvenient, generic one. Roblox does need that at the end of the day, so I'm not complaining too much. I'll probably title it like Xcry, how not to make an RPG. But I really hope the owners see this and don't just like take this as me shitting on it. But they probably will, knowing how like Roblox says are only pretty arrogant people and just kind of don't really listen to criticism or kind of just do whatever the fuck they want. But yeah, that's all from me.